The story begins in the year 1865. The Civil War in America is reaching its final moments. At this time, we see a captain holding a golden coin in his hand. He is loading several boxes filled with similar coins onto a ship. On those boxes, the letters CSA are written. Suddenly, an attack takes place, but the captain quickly launches the ship into the water and shuts down all the engines so that, in the darkness, no one could detect its presence. His plan works, and he manages to escape from the enemies. Now the story shifts to the present day. Inside a WHO van, Dr. Sophia is seated. This van is currently in the African city of Las Vegas, where a mysterious illness is spreading rapidly. During the examination of a new patient, it is discovered that he is suffering from the same unknown disease that doctors still cannot understand. The patient's mother explains that a few days ago, her son had traveled with his father to Mali, and after returning, his health began to deteriorate. Sophia places the patient inside the van and informs her senior that this case should also be added to the list. That makes a total of 6 patients so far. She insists that they must urgently send this file to WHO. However, her senior believes that with such a small number of cases, no one will take their request seriously. Sophia, determined to uncover the truth, decides she must go to Mali to find out what is causing people to fall sick there. But Mali is currently torn by internal conflict, and her senior warns that no one will grant her permission to enter such dangerous conditions. Meanwhile, a masked man is secretly watching them, seemingly unhappy with the doctor's presence. At that moment, Sophia realizes that she should also collect a sample from the patient's father. She travels to the lighthouse where he works, only to discover that his condition is exactly the same as his son's. Tragically, he has already lost his life to this disease. Quietly, Sophia collects his sample and leaves. Just then, near the sea, a man is boating. The masked figure, who has been observing the doctors from a distance, suddenly attacks Sophia. But the man on the boat rushes in and saves her. During the struggle, however, the masked attacker manages to snatch Sophia's bag and escape. When Sophia regains consciousness, she finds herself aboard a ship named Noma, a vessel belonging to treasure hunters. Outside, she sees the same man who saved her life. He emerges carrying a valuable statue that he has recovered from the sea. In truth, these treasure hunters are searching for the same CSA ship filled with gold coins. But until now, they have never been able to find any trace of it. At this moment, Almora, the owner of the ship, arrives. The man who saved Sophia's life is introduced as Dirk. Almora tells Dirk that the treasure they have discovered must be displayed at the museum party taking place that night, so he asks him to have it cleaned quickly. Following this, Dirk meets with a Nigerian dealer. Later, during the party, the priceless statue is presented before everyone. This statue actually belongs to the tomb of an African king, and its value is estimated to be worth billions. Dirk soon approaches the dealer again, and the dealer shows him a coin engraved with the letters CSA. Dirk immediately takes the coin and expresses that finding this has been his lifelong dream. Until now, no one has ever been able to uncover where that mysterious ship disappeared. At the party, the owner of the mascot company is also present, the same company that financed the treasure hunt. This man has strong connections in Mali, so Sophia requests his help to reach there. The company owner warns her that traveling to Mali is extremely dangerous, but if she truly wishes to go, he will try to arrange a way. A little later, Dirk arrives and shows the CSA coin to James. He explains that the coin was found by a man living in Mali, and Dirk strongly believes that the wreck of the ship must also be hidden somewhere in Mali. Hearing this, James becomes very excited. He grants permission for Dirk and Almora to travel to Mali for 3 days. Their mission is to search thoroughly for the lost ship, and if they uncover even the smallest clue, then a full-scale operation will be launched to recover it. The next day, when the group arrives at the port, they find Sophia and Dr. Jack already waiting there. Sophia informs Dirk that James has allowed both her and Dr. Jack to join them on their journey to Mali. With this, the 5 of them set out together toward Mali. That night, while having dinner, Dirk tells Sophia about the coin and shares that searching for this lost ship has been his childhood dream. Upon reaching Mali, Sophia and Jack head off on their own path, while Dirk and the others go to the house of the man who had found the coin. But when they arrive, they discover that the man has already passed away, closing off their direct lead to the ship once again. At that moment, Dirk notices a mosque nearby. He goes inside and meets a man there. Religious places often preserve old records, so Dirk asks about the ship. The man searches through the archives and reveals that many years ago, a ship had arrived at the port, but no one on board had survived. The current was so strong that the vessel drifted further away. This information proves extremely valuable to Dirk. He immediately goes to James and shares everything he has learned. Without wasting time, the group sets out toward the city of Jaw, which lies a little further ahead. On the way, they discover something unusual in one part of their boat. After examining it, they realize it is a special kind of soil that could even cause corrosion. Dirk points out that finding such soil in flowing water is not common, and this raises serious questions. Suddenly, a military boat approaches them. The officers repeatedly demand to know where the doctors are, the ones who had come along with them. The king of Mali has already learned that 2 foreign doctors are in his country, investigating the mysterious illness spreading in the region. He orders that they must be stopped immediately, fearing that their presence could lead to serious trouble. Dirk realizes something is definitely wrong. Otherwise, why would they be so concerned about the doctors? Dirk responds cleverly, saying they do not understand much English and suggesting they talk after docking the boat. He throws a rope toward the officers, who tie it to their boat. Dirk then signals his friends to accelerate at full speed, and in one sudden move, the officer's boat flips over. Dirk quickly cuts the rope, and they escape. But the danger is far from over. Just a short distance ahead, 2 more boats are waiting, and as soon as they spot Dirk's group, they open fire. Dirk understands that survival is impossible unless they abandon the boat. Before jumping, they slash the fuel tank to trigger a massive explosion. As the second boat comes closer, the 3 of them leap into the water. The officers fire at their vessel, and due to the fuel leakage, a powerful blast erupts, destroying the boat completely and killing all the policemen aboard. Soon, the 3 of them come out of the river and reach a small house on the shore. Rudy asks Dirk if, now that they no longer have a boat, they will stop searching for the lost ship. Dirk replies that the ship can be found later. Right now, their priority must be saving the doctors' lives. If the doctors fall into enemy hands, they will be killed. Dirk instructs Rudy to quickly cross the border and go to Almora, while he himself sets out with James to find the 2 doctors. Meanwhile, Sophia and Jack arrive at a village where not a single person is visible. They search everywhere, but the silence is overwhelming. Inside one house, Sophia discovers several dead bodies, all victims of the same mysterious illness. At dawn, she and Jack bury all the corpses with respect. On the other side, Rudy manages to cross the border secretly. Back in the village, Sophia finds a well and thinks there might be something inside. She prepares to go down, and once below, she begins collecting a water sample. At that moment, Jack warns her that soldiers have arrived above, and soon gunfire erupts. The soldiers kill everyone except Jack. Terrified, Sophia hides inside the well. A helicopter lands nearby, carrying King Kazim of Mali. Kazim demands to know where the lady doctor is. Hearing the sound of the helicopter, Dirk and James realize the doctors must be close. But Kazim, furious, shoots Jack and orders his men to find Sophia immediately. Dirk and James, hiding nearby, witness everything. Kazim's men begin killing people around them. At one point, Dirk's life is in danger, but Sophia suddenly appears and defeats one of Kazim's soldiers. The death of her senior, Dr. Jack, leaves Sophia deeply shaken, but Dirk insists they must escape quickly because the area is no longer safe. The 3 of them manage to flee Kazim's military zone and reach another place. But this new location proves even more dangerous. Suddenly, horsemen arrive, capture them, and take them to their king, Godgo. Godgo questions why they have come. Sophia explains that she is a doctor, investigating the deadly illness spreading through his land. Hearing the word illness, Godgo takes her to a room filled with countless bodies of people who have died from the same disease. Sophia examines them and confirms that all these deaths are indeed caused by the mysterious sickness. She explains that she has come here to uncover its source. After thinking for a while, Godgo allows them to stay in his city. After this, Sophia examines the local water and discovers that it has become poisonous. She realizes this contamination cannot be natural. Something has definitely been added deliberately. She shares this alarming fact with the king and explains that they must find out where the poison in the water is coming from. The king agrees and promises to provide as much help as possible to uncover the truth. Meanwhile, James is playing football with the village children. When the ball rolls further away, he chases after it and stumbles upon a strange place covered with unusual paintings. To his surprise, these paintings depict the very ship they have been searching for. It becomes clear that the ship is buried somewhere in a dry desert nearby. Sophia and Dirk also arrive to see the paintings. Dirk explains that nearly 200 years ago, a river flowed through this area, but now it has completely dried up. The three of them begin preparing to trace the path of this ancient river. As they study the paintings further, they notice an image of a fortress, suggesting that a fort once stood near the river. Dirk believes that the toxic water reaching the village might be connected to this same river. Even though the river appears dry on the surface, its water may still be flowing underground. Determined, the three set out along the path where the river once existed centuries ago. Soon, they spot the fortress. Climbing up, they are shocked to find a solar plant belonging to the mascot company. The presence of such a facility in this deserted location makes no sense. From a distance, Dirk notices a train. Quietly and carefully, they move toward it and manage to sneak inside. Meanwhile, Rudy finally reaches Almora. On his clothes, Rudy notices the same red sample that they had earlier found on their boat in Mali. When Rudy tests the sample and shows the results to Almora, Almora is shocked by what he sees. At the same time, Sophia, James, and Dirk manage to enter the plant. Inside, they realize that the facility is producing radioactive chemicals, and because of the intense sunlight in this region, the process is completed very quickly. Sophia's attention is drawn to several containers being moved underground. The three follow the worker, and when the basement door opens, they are stunned. Inside, thousands of tons of radioactive and toxic chemicals have been stored for years. Some containers are visibly leaking, and the chemicals are seeping into the ground, mixing with the underground flow of the Niger River. Since the entire country of Mali drinks water from this river, this contamination is the reason the illness is spreading so rapidly. Meanwhile, Almora and Rudy take their report to the U.S. Embassy. Even the officials there find it hard to believe that such a situation could exist. Back at the plant, James and his friends attempt to escape, but Mascot's men capture them. Mascot confronts Sophia, demanding to know what they are doing there and how they discovered the location. Sophia tells him that whatever is happening inside the plant is costing people their lives. Mascot insists that they are not harming anyone, claiming they are burning the toxic chemicals to destroy them. But Sophia explains that the chemicals stored in the basement are leaking into the river, poisoning the water people drink. Hearing this, Mascot himself becomes frightened, wondering if it might be true. Dirk and James are then tied up and taken away in a truck. Using his quick thinking, Dirk manages to open the back door with the help of the golden coin, allowing them to separate from the truck. Meanwhile, Mascot rushes to meet Kazim and shares everything Sophia told him. Kazim coldly replies that if Mascot is worried, he can shut down the plant, but his payments must continue every month. He makes it clear that he does not care if people die. Now Dirk and James wander through the desert, still chained to the truck's door. Exhausted, they walk a long distance until they stumble upon a crashed plane. Though the aircraft is destroyed, its tires remain intact. Using ingenuity, they manage to glide the wreck across the sand and ride it until they reach a village. There, They find a telephone and immediately call Almora, explaining the entire situation. Dirk then sells the golden coin and buys a jeep. With this jeep, Dirk and James go to Godgo and ask his men for help in fighting Kazim. But Godgo admits he does not have enough soldiers or powerful weapons like Kazim. He refuses to fight, but gives them his vehicle, which he had once purchased from Kazim himself. James and Dirk drive the car straight to the plant, but at the gate they are stopped. Forcing their way in at gunpoint, they manage to enter, and Mascot quickly realizes that intruders have broken inside. He rushes to the upper section of the facility. As Dirk and James move deeper inside, they are shocked to see that the entire plant has been abandoned. James suggests that Mascot may have realized his operations are killing people, and since the truth has likely reached America, he now wants to erase all evidence of the plant. James hurries downstairs to search for explosives, suspecting that Mascot's men are preparing to destroy the facility. At that moment, a helicopter lands. Mascot drags Sophia aboard against her will. Just as they are about to take off, Dirk arrives and grabs Mascot, but one of Mascot's men intervenes and restrains him. Sophia, acting quickly, leaps out of the helicopter before it ascends. Meanwhile, James discovers a bomb hidden inside a container. He removes it and places it safely in his bag. Mascot, still in the helicopter, activates a program that directs the solar plant toward the sun, causing the panels to surge with power. But thanks to James's skill, no explosion occurs. He has already disconnected the bomb. Furious, Mascot realizes his plan has failed. Sophia and Dirk overpower Mascot's guard, and the three escape in their car, knowing they must get far away. Suddenly, Kazim's helicopter begins chasing them, unleashing heavy gunfire. Dirk tells James to throw out the explosives he found in the basement. As James tosses them, each bullet that strikes triggers massive blasts. Smoke and dust fill the air, forcing Kazim to turn his helicopter away. But the explosions cause something unexpected. The sand shifts, revealing the buried ship beneath. The three immediately hide inside the vessel. Kazim, however, discovers their location and orders his men to fire at the ship. Soon, they are surrounded by Kazim's forces. The gunfire shakes the ship, breaking open containers and spilling golden coins across the floor. Dirk is stunned to see the coins still intact after all these years. Inside the ship, they find an old cannon, still in working condition. They prepare it, and as Kazim's helicopter comes into range, they fire. The blast destroys the helicopter, killing Kazim instantly. With their leader gone, Kazim's entire army surrenders. The three are astonished that such a massive force has yielded so quickly. But when they turn around, they see Godgo's men surrounding them from every side. Meanwhile, in America, an undercover agent who has learned the truth secretly poisons Mascot's drink with the same toxin he had been giving to the people of Mali. Soon, Mascot faces the same fate he inflicted on others. In the end, we see Dirk and Sophia together. Dirk chooses to leave the treasure with Godgo and his people, because they have suffered the most from the illness and the land belongs to them. The treasure rightfully becomes theirs. And that brings us to the end of today's story. We've uncovered secrets, faced dangers, and witnessed how courage and determination can change everything. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next adventure, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated. Thank you for spending your time with us. More thrilling stories are on the way, so stay tuned. Until then, take care and keep exploring. See you in the next video.